I can't believe I put up with you whenever you do come on, man. Just Oh, hey everybody.
Oh, hey,
Well,
how's it
welcome
going?
to the show. Yeah.
Not causing chaos at all.
No,
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 no.
no, never.
Matt does not
It,
do chaos
this is
whatsoever.
serious business.
It
You know?
is.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
very serious
yeah.
business. It is so serious. The business is so serious. You have no idea how serious the business
It's
actually is.
it's so super serious. You might even call it super
It's
serial.
super ethereal. Yeah.
Super serial, guys.
Yes. To quote Al Gore, it's super ethereal.
Almost as super serial as Man Bear Pig.
Yes, man bear pig.
Man Bear Pig.
Yes. People are probably in here just wondering what the hell's going on.
They join a Starlight Beacon live and we're just screaming, Man Bear Pig!
Yeah, exactly. I forgot to turn on my Hondo light. General Kenobi. You say hello there, we say General Kenobi.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Happy May 4th weekend, everybody. Happy Free Comic Book Day. Happy just everything, right? At this
Hell
point,
yeah.
you're used to this. You know what, John? You can leave then. You can leave. What the hell? Did my batteries just go out on this thing?
I can still see you.
No, I'm talking about on my my Hondo thing isn't working anymore. Oh,
You should draw up a new contract for it. You could even call it a Hondo Accord.
shut up.
Yeah.
just stop. Stop. Just stop. Anyway, it's Free Comic Book Day. It's May 4th weekend. I went to a comic book store local to us because, you're in the same area I am. Uh, went over to Collector's Corner today and picked up a few things. So I'll start with the free comics and then I'll show some other stuff that I got today.
Let's see it.
So we got the Energon Universe Free Comic Book Day one shot. This is a G.I. Joe versus a Transformer.
Okay. You have my interest.
So have you heard about this? The
No, I
Energon
haven't.
Universe? So Robert Kirkman, that did Walking Dead, is doing this for Image Skybound. And it's G.I. Joe and Transformers in a shared universe.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it's pretty cool. So it's this series, it's G.I. Joe, Transformers, and then another series called Void Rivals, which kind of like bridges the gap between all of them. But G.I. Joe is formed in response to the Transformer threat on Earth.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So then I also picked up Speed Racer #0.
Okay.
Yes, this is Mad Cave Studios that's doing this. And yeah, I mean it's Speed Racer. How can you go wrong with Speed Racer,
Can't
right?
go wrong with it.
No.
I still remember watching the Toonami episodes of Speed Racer as a kid, and
Yeah.
they talked so freaking fast, like
They
you know.
said, "Aw."
Yes.
Then I picked up the Ultimate Universe Free Comic Book Day comic. This also has Amazing Spider-Man. The Ultimate Universe is back with Marvel Comics, and it is fantastic.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, and then of course I had to get Star Wars stuff, right? Like I had to pick up the Star Wars comics.
I don't know.
So
It's a bit out of character for you.
I know. I
Yeah,
hate
yeah.
Star Wars. It's just
Fucking
terrible.
Star Wars.
Yeah. So this is the Free Comic Book Day Star Wars one shot. And then on the back here is the promotion for the new ongoing that starts later this month, which is set after Return of the Jedi.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then I had to get this one. I had to get this one because I love this show so much. And that is the Young Jedi Adventures one shot. And there you can see my boy Nubs.
Nubs.
Hashtag Nubs Nation. And that was lightning.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
It's storming outside my ski chalet too.
Yeah, yeah. The ski chalet.
Oh yes, my ski chalet.
Yeah. So I picked those up as my free books, and then I needed to support Randy and the team over at Collector's Corner. Um, so I picked up these two things also. Have you heard of these DC Compact comics?
I have not.
They're literally the size of a manga,
Oh, cool.
and they're
That's
$10.
wow. That's not bad at all.
Yeah. So this one is the Catwoman, Selena's Big Score. This is issues 1 through 9 here.
Cool.
And you can see like full color, all that
Oh,
stuff.
cool.
Yeah. So I picked that up, and then I also picked up Watchmen because I mean, if you have not read this, you should. It's
I've
incredible.
seen the movie. I haven't read the comic.
The movie's great. The movie is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Oh, the movie was fantastic.
Yeah. So, and then I bought some Star Wars stuff between last week and this week, so I want to showcase that a little bit. So in Towson, there's a wonderful store called Manga Spot, and you can get manga.
Interesting.
So I picked up the High Republic Edge of Balance Premonition manga.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
And then I picked up the Edge of Balance #4 manga. This is the final volume in the Edge of Balance series for the High Republic.
Oh,
And
that's awesome.
these are great. These are fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
The manga is so good. And then today, went to Barnes and Noble. May have gone a little crazy.
I mean, there's no such thing as going too crazy in a Barnes and Noble.
Yeah.
It's Barnes and Noble.
Yeah, exactly. First off, I got this Ted Lasso bookmark.
I like it. That's cool.
Eve saw it and she's like, "You need a Ted Lasso bookmark," and I'm like, "You know what? You're damn right, I do." So I got a Ted Lasso bookmark, and then I picked up Claudia Gray's final High Republic novel. This is Into the Light.
Mm-hmm.
This came out at the beginning of last month, so I've got this one. I picked up Essential Legends Collection Knight Errant because I'd never read this before.
Okay.
This is an Old Republic novel written by John Jackson Miller. Yeah.
I remember briefly touching on SOTOR when it came out.
Yeah.
And I played as a Chiss assassin.
Nice.
Yeah, it was fun. I did light side though. It was a light side Chiss assassin, which was
Dude,
confused.
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all for more and more Chiss in my Star Wars, honestly.
They're a cool civilization, and
they really are.
Their ships are cool too.
And then I also picked up something else that actually doesn't come out until Tuesday, but I saw it on the shelf and I picked it up. This is the Acolyte Wayseeker novel about Vernestra Rowe and Indara.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes, written by Justina Ireland. This doesn't hit till Tuesday, so my local, the Barnes and Noble, where it is. Yeah, they had it on the shelf, and I was like, you know what, I got to pick this up. So
how did they have it on the shelf if it's not supposed to be out until Tuesday?
I don't know, but they had it, and I'm not going to say which Barnes and Noble it was because I don't want to get anybody in trouble.
Watch you pull the cover off and it's like Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone or something.
No, I'm looking at it right now. No, it's
it is actually it's
clearly Star Wars. Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah. I mean, come on, it's got the timeline right there.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
yeah. The proof is in the pudding, as it were.
Yeah.
I hope there's not pudding in your book, but
I mean, well, actually, page 147. There's a lot of pudding there. So So yeah, not a bad day. Not a bad day. And then tomorrow, hopefully, this weather holds up. tomorrow we are trooping at the Orioles for May 4th.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't decided what I'm doing for May 4th yet, because you know, I have a little like Padawan size lightsaber that I use as
Mm-hmm.
kind of like my light Gladius for when I can't bring my actual Gladius to events and stuff.
Yeah.
And I might do something with that, but we'll see.
Well, I mean, you can always. I mean, that's the beauty of May 4th. Like, there's so
Hmm.
many different ways to celebrate May 4th, right?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Um, like for me, we're doing the game, but then I'm probably going to put on something like tomorrow night after we get back. Well, whatever. Um, a lot of people marathon stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of people. It just depends. Like, what's really cool is let me see if I can actually screen share this real quick. Um, yeah, hold on. Disney Plus. Um, no, I don't want that. Sorry. I
Yeah, you good.
am. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. I'm just gonna screen share my Disney Plus screen
Hmm.
real quick so that way you guys can see this. But this here, and forgive the hockey here. This here, if you go down, I don't know. I guess it's recommending Next Level Chef because I watch Kitchen Nightmares and stuff. Um,
I like the when I think it's the hotel hell where Gordon Ramsay goes around to
yeah,
like
yeah,
hotels
yeah,
that are failing. Yeah.
yeah. If you go down here next to Phineas and Ferb, they actually have a Star Wars streaming channel up on Disney Plus right now.
Hmm.
So right now you can actually watch the Book of Boba Fett if you wanted to, um, or you can watch Phineas and Ferb,
That's pretty
or
cool.
The Simpsons, um, or Bluey. No, that's Super Kittens. Never mind. Um, and then yeah. So how
That's
how how is this number one over this? How is this number one over this?
you know, I ask myself the same question about meme content versus my shield content on my channels. you know, it's that
You know,
it's that it's that relatability and that snackability at the end of the day.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think is what it is.
yeah. So that's what's going on right now on Disney Plus. They have all that stuff that you can enjoy. Of course, all the Star Wars content. Um, some people just listen to Star Wars soundtracks and read all day. Others play a bunch of Star Wars video games. If we weren't doing the Orioles game, I'd probably be playing either Squadrons or Fallen Order or
Squadron
Survivor.
so good.
Squadrons is great. It
Hmm.
really is. Um, it deserves more love than it got.
I wish that the developers had put like s- even 30% more into it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if we had gotten like a Naboo starfighter,
Hmm.
Naboo starfighter would be amazing for squadrons. I think you can get the TIE Defender, can't you?
Yeah. So I think it was like 4 or 5 months after release they released the B Wing and the TIE Defender.
You know what they need to do? They need Star Wars Disney needs to partner with the guys that do War Thunder and
Mm,
just do a Star Wars version of War Thunder.
yeah.
If they gave us that, my workshop would be in ruins because I'd be playing nothing but Star Wars War Thunder.
Um, well, if you want Star Wars partnerships, I can give you a few.
Hmm.
There's Monopoly Go has a Star Wars partnership that was announced during Celebration.
I've seen the ads for that. Yeah, I'm a little sussed out about seeing like Monopoly Go Star Wars ads on Disney Plus. It's like you
Yeah.
gonna run commercials for an addicting app on a children's channel. All right, there, buddy. I
That's
see
the
you.
only place to run commercials for addicting apps on kids' channels.
You're not wrong.
No, no.
We
That's
live
how
in
you get the
society.
money. That's how
This
you
is
get the
true.
money. You can also play Fortnite because apparently there's a big Star Wars collab going on right
Mhm.
now.
I
Um,
think I think I've I think you played Darth Vader in Fortnite.
yeah, well, yesterday they actually, if you logged in and did like one of the festivals or something, you got to watch the first two episodes of Tales of the Underworld, which comes out
Mm.
tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
Um, I was gonna try to do it, but I was just like, no, I'm good. I can't do Fortnite. I
Yeah.
really can't.
It looks. I can see where the people that enjoy it, but it's
Yeah,
not for me either.
yeah. Zach says he's playing Monopoly Go. Go. I mean, go for it, dude. Go for it. I'm not gonna stop you from playing Monopoly Go.
I
Um,
can't judge too deeply because I unironically play Raid Shadow Legends, but you know, yeah.
I mean, I'm
Come on, Plarian, hit your boy up.
my. I mean, my vice right now is Marvel Rivals. So
Yeah, yeah. Shop
um,
Titans is really fun too. I don't know if you played that one or not.
no, but I've seen it. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
And
like
then
yeah.
yeah. Um, let's see here. There's also we're gonna go down some of the May 4th stuff that they actually have going on StarWars.com that we're gonna be seeing here. Um, so of course tomorrow, Tales of the Underworld comes out, which at the end of the album you get a Millennium Falcon, or at the end of the album you get a Millennium Falcon token. Eh, okay. That's cool though. That's cool that you get a Millennium
Like
Falcon token.
neat. Okay.
Yeah. So Tales of the Underworld is a story about Cad Bane and Asajj Ventress and their
Ooh.
bounty hunting days. You're driving, Zach.
My brother in Christ, why would you admit that on a live stream?
Hey, never mind. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do this. Not. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice.
It's fair.
Um. Let's see here. So there are. Um. Oh, let's talk about the games because there's a bunch of games and experiences that are on deals right now. So of course the Fortnite thing is going on, which you can fly Tie fighters and X wings and stuff if you want to. There's Captain Phasma skins, all that stuff. Um, Rocket League is getting Star Wars overlays.
Mm,
Um, Fall Guys is getting a Star Wars overlay, which you
interesting.
can get Darth Maul skins, Padme skins, Yoda skins, and R2D2 skins for your Fall Guys.
If any of you are in this storm right now, I can hear the rain just pounding outside.
Yeah, it's not that bad right here right now, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's been pretty bad. And then of course Monopoly Go. The Ubisoft game Brawlhalla is getting a Star Wars overlay.
Soul Calibur, I think, had Darth Vader at one point in it.
And Yoda,
Yeah.
depending on what platform you got it. I think the PS3 version had Vader, and then the Xbox 360 version had Yoda.
I love it. It's
Yeah,
fantastic. I still
yeah.
have my Xbox 360 upstairs. Transformers War for Cybertron, the multiplayer on that was so good.
I miss the 360 days, dude. Like
Same.
that. And then of course Star Wars Outlaws has a huge deal right now. And then in just a few days we get the Hondo Onaka DLC for Star Wars Outlaws, which really excited about that.
hmm
With Star Wars The Old Republic, if you log into that game, which is the MMO, you get an anniversary celebration droid for your character. And then in Disney Dreamlight Valley, they have added Star Wars to the game, in which R2D2 can follow you around Disney Dreamlight Valley. And they have a Naboo, they have Padme's Naboo lake dress available for players, as well as an Anakin Skywalker Jedi robe skin
Oh,
available for players
cool.
too. Yes. And now we have an EA Star Wars triple bundle that is available. That comes with Star Wars Squadrons, Star Wars Battlefront 2 Celebration Edition, as well as Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which is the Respawn game. And let's see how much that is. That is really, it's not telling me. Anyway, it is on sale.
Mm.
You can check that out on PlayStation, Xbox, as well as Jedi Survivor is on sale as well, and that just hit. Um, that just hit PlayStation Plus and is available on Xbox Game Pass Ultimate through EA Play. You can also purchase Jedi Survivor for 75% off. That offer was valid from April 23rd up until May 15th. Fallen Order you can get for 75% off. Battlefront 2 you can get for 75% off, and Squadrons you can get for 85% off. And then The Sims 4, all the Star Wars expansions for The Sims 4 are available. That is 30% off. And then you can get Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga for 80% off. That is valid from May 2nd to May 8th. Minecraft, you can get the Star Wars content for 33% off all Star Wars DLC packs.
Hmm.
Star Wars Pinball, you can get discounts on Star Wars Pinball. I don't play that, but if you do play that, go for it.
Star Wars pinball's your jam.
Yep. Okay, now we have Star Wars Grand Collection. This includes Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, Bounty Hunter, Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2, Force Unleashed, Star Wars Racer, Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast, Star Wars Jedi Power Battles, and Republic Commando.
I never played Bounty Hunter, but I heard very good things about it.
Bounty Hunter is fantastic. It is really good. They actually just did a remaster of it that you can
Mm,
get.
cool.
It's great, yeah. So you can get 50% off that, and that is available on Nintendo and PlayStation, and I believe PC. And then let's see here, Galaxy of Heroes is getting a bunch of new heroes for that game. That's the EA mobile game that a lot of people still play. Let's see here. Disney Emoji Blitz is getting Star Wars emojis for that game. Um, yeah, so there's a lot there for Star Wars games. I think it's really cool that we have the we're about to get the Hondo DLC for Outlaws, which Hondo's our boy. We love Hondo.
He's such a charismatic nincompoop. We love Hondo.
He is. I still will never forget that scene in Rebels where he um he meets up with like another dude,
Mm.
and the dude just starts insulting Hondo, and Hondo just looks at him and he says, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa! Let's leave your wife out of this." And every time I hear it, I lose it because it's
Mhm.
just so damn funny.
That is funny.
And I love Hondo. I just absolutely love Hondo. He's so perfect.
Hmm.
He's like,
His there's a reason his character is as iconic as it is.
oh yeah, but he deserves more love. He deserves so much more love.
He does.
Um, okay, let's talk merch. So you can get a Grogu ring by Bauble Bar. Okay, here, I'm gonna share this. That way you
Let's
guys can
do
see
it.
this. Yeah, that way you guys can see this stuff. Okay. We are actually going to go full screen on this for right now. So here's the Grogu ring.
Oh,
I
that's
mean,
cool.
yeah, yeah, it's cool. Let's see here. We can get Chewbacca flannel by Cakeworthy.
Okay.
I mean, who doesn't want Chewbacca on their flannel? In my opinion, it's a little too warm for it, but that scene never fails to crack me up. Hondo's one of my favorite characters. Yeah, yeah, Hondo's great. Star Wars Lo-Fi vinyl from the Disney Music Emporium. So if you have a record player, that's actually pretty cool. That's really cool. Let's see here. Disney Store has a bunch of stuff. I'm actually going to open that up here in just a second. That way you guys can see that. Here is a. This is the Padme dress by Her Universe.
Oh, cool.
If you are unfamiliar with Her Universe, that is the nerdy clothing line Ashley Eckstein, the voice of Ahsoka Tano, created. You can get Joffrey's R2D2 brew.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Disney fans, you know what Joffrey's is. Yeah, I know you know. I know you love your Joffreys. Um, Here, there's some Star Wars Lego sets, including you can build the Star Wars logo out of Lego.
That's cool.
hmm This is the Hoth mini backpack from Loungefly. That's actually really cool.
Yeah,
I
it is
like
pretty
that a
neat.
lot. Yeah, yeah. Let's see here. And then you can get a 212th Clone Collection helmet and talking action figure by Disney Parks. Available on DisneyStore.com and in Disney Parks on May 4th. And this actually comes with, no, it does not come with a Commander Cody. Never mind. I thought that it would come with a Commander Cody.
Hmm.
You can get an R2D2 charm from Pandora. Here's Reign of the Empire, Mask of Fear. They actually have digital ebooks on sale right now through Penguin Random House.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. If you've not read this book, do yourself a favor and read this one. I mean, Matt, I know how much you're loving Andor.
Mm-hmm.
This ties in perfectly to it.
Yeah, the seeing the because like I'm a big Roman history nut, right? So
Yeah.
like transitionary periods and kind of
hmm
seeing how we go from point A to point B and the nitty gritty of that is a special interest of mine. So
Yeah.
I've just been loving like what Andor is doing, what Bad Batch is doing.
Yeah.
So you know, those of you watching, if this is kind of that same spirit and you're into stuff like that, absolutely check it out.
I mean, and it's Alexander Freed who's delivered some of the best Star Wars novelizations we've ever had. Through, I mean, he did the Rogue One novelization. He did this. He did Alphabet Squadron, that entire trilogy. And then he did Battlefront Twilight Company, which is literally Saving Private Ryan in Star Wars.
Oh, cool. That's
Oh, it's
awesome.
awesome. It's so good. And then they have some Topps trading cards that you can get. These are Mayo Topps trading cards. And in each pack, you get 8 cards.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
cool.
pretty
Cool.
neat.
He wrote the Imperial Agent storyline. That's really cool. Uh, yeah, yeah. And then this is a Vera Bradley Star Wars bag. Okay, I see it now. There's a probe droid here. There's BB-8. There's 3PO. There's Chewie's bandolier. Oh, there's the Starbird, the Empire symbol. Oh, that's cool. That's pretty cool. At first, I was just kind of like, oh, okay,
That's
but
really cool.
yeah. Amazon, you can get special offers on select Star Wars toys, apparel, and more. Box Lunch, 30% off all Star Wars products in store and online. Um, Disney Music Emporium, receive a free gift with any Star Wars purchase. Funko, buy 2 Star Wars items, get 1 free. Add 3 items to your basket and get the most inexpensive item free. Valid across all Star Wars items. Heroes and Villains, featuring daily drops from May 1 through 5. Exclusive t shirts will be available 20% off Star Wars products, excluding May 4th t shirts. Hallmark. They are offering free expedited shipping. Okay.
Oh,
Uh,
that's pretty cool.
yeah. Her Universe, up to 50% off on Star Wars items. Jazzwares. Enter the Jazzwares Vault with the exclusive sale of Jazzwares Micro Galaxy Squadron, Geonosis, and Starfighter. The Micro Galaxy Squadron line is incredible by Jazzwares, by the way. It's a wonderful, wonderful line. Um,
Nice.
yeah, I've got a few of them. I just picked up the U-Wing about a month ago.
Yeah.
Um, for Penguin Random House, take up to 85% off ebook versions of Dark Disciple, Shadow of the Sith, and Mask of Fear, Reign of the Empire. Rooms to go. Exclusive May 4th pricing. Okay. Um, Star Wars Insider. You can get Star Wars Insider. You can get a Humble Bundle promotion, which offers 35 volumes with a combined price of over $780 for just $18. So if you're looking to support charity and also get your Star Wars Insiders digitally, that's the way to do it.
Well, that is pretty cool.
Yep. Okay. Oh, we lost us for a second. There we go. We're back. All right. Let's see here. We're going to go through some of the featured content on Disney Store. We're not going to go through everything, but we'll go through a little bit of it. And then we're going to talk more about May 4th, and then we're going to dive into Andor.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll get there. There's also a few other things on StarWars.com that I want to show you guys, and then we're going to dive into the fun stuff there. Okay, so here we go with the Disney Store. So as you can see here, there we go. Here's Disney Store. You can shop all Star Wars. We'll just go there. That way you guys can see here. So there's a denim jacket for adults. You can get a Darth Vader Death Star magic band. Here's the Vader Hasbro electronic helmet that you
Oh,
can get.
cool.
Yep. That retails for $124.99. Oh, have you seen this thing? Have you seen this
No,
thing?
what is that?
So this is a storage droid that can actually like follow you around and stuff.
Oh,
Um,
that's
and it
cool.
makes noise. However, it is $2,800.
BRB checking under my couch.
Yeah, yeah. Well, if you have $2,800, you might have an additional $2,800. Can you send that my way?
But, it needs a friend. It can't be left alone by itself.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. All droids need buddies. All droids need
absolutely.
buddies. I just threw my pen and caught it for those that weren't seeing that because you can't see that because we're showing this. Um Everybody's favorite war criminal has a Lego set. I actually saw that at Target earlier today.
Oh,
Um
oh, Chopper.
we have a U-Wing Lego set now. We've got the Kylo Ren helmet. We've got Kylo Ren's command shuttle. Boba Fett's starship. Here's the bookends or the logo. So they also have a Mara Jade lightsaber hilt, Matt.
Oh, wait. Oh, cool.
Yeah,
You said marriage aid. I heard marriage aid, and I was just like, what?
married marriage aid lightsaber hilt. Um, yeah, so this is really interesting. You can get this at the parks too.
So that's interesting. So that means we might actually be seeing marriage aid then.
So what's really interesting is like, and I saw a video about this. Somebody went to the parks and picked this up at Doc Ondar's,
Hmm.
which is where you can get this at Galaxy's Edge. And they talk about Mara Jade being a legend.
Okay.
So when it all comes to legends and everything, you know, maybe she's a legend around Batu.
Maybe we'll
Who
see.
knows?
I
So,
I loved the because I was when I was a kid I was a huge reader of the expanded universe
yep.
and the Mara Jade arc I loved that
hmm
whole thing.
Oh yeah, and Timothy Zahn was, created Mara Jade.
Classic enemies to lovers arc, you know.
The only enemy is the Lover's Arc.
Oh yeah.
You can get an armorer helmet.
That's pretty
Um, you can also get a Grogu Sleepy Cuddles plush. We actually have the Loth Cat and the Ewok in this.
cool. The Loth cats are just great.
Have you seen the Loth Puffballs, the Loth Kittens?
No.
I will show you those in a second.
Okay.
Here you can get an Ewok espresso mug set.
Oh dear.
Here's the lounge fly
Dear.
bag,
Well, that's pretty cool.
and then here's the Hoth jersey as well. Box lunch, heck yeah, box lunch is great. But this isn't box lunch. We're on Shop Disney right now. You can also spend $65 on a Magic Band Plus May 4th Magic Band. Um, yeah, there's some hats. Scout Trooper helmet. There you go, Matt. You can get your Scout Trooper on, dude.
Yeah, right. The yeah. I can then get onto a speeder bike and crash into a tree.
Yeah. Am I keeping you awake?
No, still here.
Obi-Wan Kenobi hilts that you can get.
That is so freaking cool.
Yeah. You can get a Ray Ragdoll. They actually sell these at the parks.
Mhm.
And then you can also buy spare blades for your lightsaber hilts from Galaxy's Edge.
They're compatible with like Ultra Sabers, Neo Sabers, all them.
No, 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 no. It's their own sabers.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so they'll be compatible with the legacy hilts that you can buy at Doc Ondar's, and then they're compatible with the hilts that you can build at Sabi's.
Cool.
Yeah. And then they have a Ren lightsaber hilt. This is actually the original leader of the Knights of Ren who has a lightsaber hilt.
Neat.
Yeah. Doorables, all sorts of stuff. So, there's some cool stuff with that. What was I gonna show you again? I forgot.
Things and stuff.
Things and stuff. Oh yeah.
This
Oh, that's right. Loth puffballs.
Yes.
Yes. Loth kittens.
I will also say, just for the record, I know we're not on Andor yet, but I am still waiting for that Lego TIE Avenger. I will buy that so fast.
Oh yeah, me too. Um yeah, I can't really find a good image of them. But they just look like little puffballs. And they're great.
Oh,
And
that's
apparently they roll around a lot. Yeah. So on StarWars.com here, you can also make a B2 emo popcorn box.
mm,
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah.
that sounds fantastic.
hmm
Poor B2 emo.
Dude, I feel so sad for that droid.
Because spoilers, he
He
kind
got
of
left behind.
yeah he kind of got left behind.
Yeah.
you'll,
Um,
you'll 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 come back, right? And it's like yeah sure yeah.
mhm. Yeah.
I
So
mean, in all fairness, they left in a hurry, but still.
they did, but it's just really sad that this guy just gets the rap that he gets. It's
Yeah.
just sad. It's just really
Mm,
sad.
he's just a little guy that wants his family, and
He is a little guy. He is a
yeah,
little
he's
guy.
just a little guy.
Ah, I just threw my bottle cap.
Uh oh.
hmm We're
I,
good. It landed on my desk. We're good.
semi related. I'm so angry at myself. There were like unofficial like Lego Tie Avengers on like like
Hmm.
AliExpress and Temu and all that,
Hmm.
and I didn't get one, and now they're not available, and it's like ah.
Yeah,
Lego needs to hurry up and do like a tie Avenger or a tie Defender just in the. You can tell I'm fiending for Lego Starships right now, right?
I know you
Yeah,
are. I know you
yeah,
are.
yeah.
Have you seen the Venator class cruiser from Clone Wars? The Lego one?
Yeah,
Yeah, the Lego Republic cruiser, and then they also have the Separatist dreadnought as well. Um,
yeah.
so there's two Lego sets I want to get.
Mhm.
Well, actually three. I want the Venator cruiser because I love the design of
It's very cool.
I
Yeah.
love the design of the Republic cruisers from the Clone Wars. Like I just love that design. Um, there's that one. There's the U wing
Mhm.
from Rogue One. Um, I I don't know what it is. I love U wings. I love the design. They're just so cool looking.
U-wing was one of the best things to come out of Rogue One, and Rogue One
Yeah,
was already a
I
fantastic Star
know.
Wars movie.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I in the top corner behind me, like
Mhm.
right there behind Han and Leia, over here. Um,
General that way direction.
yeah, yeah, over there. There we go. Um, I've got the Jazzwares U wing, and then right over here behind the Loth Cat and the Nexu, I've got Antok Merrick's Blue Leader X wing
Oh, that's cool.
from the Vintage Collection. Yeah. Um, so I love Rogue One. It has a place near and dear in my heart. And then so yeah, I want to get the U wing, and then I want to get the Onyx Cinder from Skeleton Crew because they did
That
that
was
set,
such a cool set.
and it has a little meal. Like I just want to get it for the meal.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I
The
mean, come on.
I will say, and spoilers if you haven't seen Skeleton Crew. Also, if you haven't seen Skeleton Crew, what the hell are you doing?
Oh, I know,
But
right?
the reveal for the Onyx Cinder, once all the extra crap blew off of it, that was
Yeah.
so freaking awesome.
So I believe that set can actually break apart, so you can
Can it
do the main
really?
one. I think so.
Let me take a look here real quick. Uh,
I may be wrong.
to, I don't know. I'd have to look into it.
Yeah.
But it sounds cool though. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. But you know what set I would get if they made it? You know I love my droids. I love my droids. If they made a gonk
Yeah.
in the same size as Chopper and BD1, right? Like give me a gonk in that size and I'm
Mhm.
golden, right? Like you'll never have to make another Lego set for me ever again.
I saw a kind of like it was like a joke promo, and it was just like Star Wars Gonk. It's a droid
Yeah.
that walks around and says Gonk.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I love gonk droids. They're
Yeah.
the best.
Mm. The Bad Batch Gonk droid was so great.
Oh, Gonky?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's the best, man. Um
100%.
it's great at Galaxy's Edge right outside Droid Depot. They have a gonk droid.
Oh, that's so fantastic.
Yeah, and like when you walk by him, he'll actually go gonk. And I'm just like, that's right, bud. That's right. Like you just keep doing your thing, man. You just keep gonking, and
Mm.
we'll be good.
He's just out there doing his thing, loving
He's
life.
he's there's an overhang, so he's
Mm.
undercover, and he's just chilling with a bunch of other droids, and
Yeah.
they're just relaxing. They're having a good time. The Gonk
The
quests from Lego Skywalker Saga are your favorite? Yeah, those are fun.
I've watched Let's Plays of the Skywalker Saga, and that looks like a really, really like deep game for
It
something
is.
that's put out by Lego. Like Lego puts out good games, don't get me wrong, but typically their stories don't go that deep.
Hmm.
So, but like seeing what they did with that, that was really cool.
It was all 9 episodes. Um, and within each episode, they had tons of side missions that you could do too.
Mm,
Like if you're just flying around space, like you can just do space battles.
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, so like you can just hop in an X-wing and just start blowing crap up if
Mm,
you wanted to. And then like they came out with character packs too. So like you could run the Bad Batch.
oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, so like you could have the Bad Batch with you. You could have the Mandalorian and Grogu. Like they had, I believe, the entire Rogue One group. Like they had all of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So and they brought out solo characters too,
Mm, that's awesome.
which we're still on Star Wars Day here.
Mm,
Um, make Solo 2 happen.
yeah,
Seriously, make
yeah.
Solo 2 happen. I
Or
know, yeah.
I was gonna say, or a video game where it's like, I'd love to see a video game personally where you could take like, make like a customizable freighter with
Mhm.
like, start, like armor and weapons options,
Mhm.
shield options.
Mhm.
There's so much that can be done with the
Yeah.
solo story, and then all of the aspects that go into making
Mhm.
solo.
Mhm. Oh yeah. Yeah, I totally get it. Um I watched so we're speaking games real quick and then we'll dive into Andor here. I promise we're getting there. We're getting there. We're talking Star Wars Day. We're
Only a
talking
few
about
more
how to
tangents.
celebrate. Yeah, yeah. Um, I was watching the Zero Company panel, and like Leah said, like you could literally like you can't customize your ship. Like you can't customize the Zero Company ship, but
Mm,
you can create squads of different characters and stuff.
oh, that's cool.
So like if you wanted to, like Leah said last week, you could literally run an entire squad of astromechs.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That was one of the things that initially got me interested in the Old Republic back in college.
yeah,
Was because you could get your own starship and kind of collect your own crew,
yeah.
and they need to take that and make that into a game, and like that would be
They
freaking awesome.
they kind of did it with Jedi Fallen Order
Mm,
in a way, because like you join the crew of the Mantis and
yeah,
then you pick up like another person.
they
Um,
did that with Star Wars Empires too, but
yeah,
I wasn't around for that. I missed that one.
yeah, yeah. But it's about time that we had a Star Wars strategy game. Like,
Yeah.
and it's Respawn and Bit Reactor who worked on XCOM. Like, you really can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, 100%.
But I'm sorry, but Respawn, you can work on this Jedi and give me Titanfall 3. By the way, I'm just saying, like, your your boy wants Titanfall 3. I don't want Apex Legends. I know it's in the Titanfall universe. I don't want to play Apex Legends. I don't like battle royales. Like, give me Titanfall 3.
Titanfall, but it's just ATSTs.
Oh my god. Yes. Titanfall with Imperial walkers.
That would be,
Yes.
get a DLC so you can get like the Clone Wars walkers and then the ATTE. It'd be freaking great.
Though the Clone Wars walkers and tanks are some of my favorite. Like I
Hmm.
said, I love the Republic military designs in Clone Wars.
Yeah.
They're some of my favorites, like absolute some of my favorites. It's just, oh, what pickle?
Pickle.
He just walked by and started yelling,
I hear
and
him.
now he's no, that was my wife.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, yelling him his name, pickle. Okay, never mind.
I just love that his name is Pickle. It's so great.
So another tangent. Um, we didn't pick the name. We
Really?
didn't pick the name. No. So we were looking at another cat after after we lost Polly.
Mhm.
Um,
Condolences.
yeah. Oh, it was a few years ago.
Ah, okay.
So, but thank you.
Mhm.
So we were looking at another cat, and then my wife texts me and she shows me this picture of Pickle, and she's just like, "Hey, this cat is named Pickle," and she's like, "I feel like we kind of need him," and I'm like, "Pickle's a great name.
It
Pickle
is.
is a great name," and I said, "If we adopt this cat, we can't change this name because like cats need goofy names."
They do. Yes.
Like cats need goofy names, like Dave the Magical Cheese Wizard, as you see in those viral videos.
Or like God Emperor of the Universe or
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 And then like if it's a fluffy fat cat, like it needs to be called like Barnaby or something. Like it
Yup.
needs like a douchey name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen the pickle t-shirt that my wife got me?
I have not. No.
I still have this over here, by the way. Okay. For those of you who have never seen Pickle, you about to see him on a t-shirt.
I love it. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. It's great. It's just pictures of Pickle.
Seems like quite the pickle.
It was great. My wife
Yeah.
took him to the vet this past week, and they they kept talking about like how well behaved he was and everything.
Mhm.
And my wife's like, "Oh, that's nice," because at home he's a dick.
It's like my dog, you know?
Yeah.
Like she'll spend all day lounging in the backyard and then
Hmm.
still go potty in the house anyway. But then
Yeah.
when she's at the vet or the humane society, perfect little angel.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know. He's perfect little angel. When he gets home, he has zoomy times. He's trying to bite us. He's just doing all
Mhm.
sorts of stuff. And we're like, "Pickle, why do you act this way?" And then he just gives us this face where he's like, "What?"
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds about right.
Meanwhile, chat's just like, "When are we getting to the other stuff?" It's coming. We're catching up.
It's a process.
It's a process. Trust the system. Trust the system. By the way, I got a new phone today.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm getting in the process of muscling through my switch over to AT&T, so I'm getting my old phone traded in this weekend and
nice.
all that fun stuff.
Who
So
uh who you switching to?
I switched to AT&T from Verizon.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
just switched from I just switched to Verizon from T-Mobile.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The they offered me a deal through Costco, so like
Oh, AT&T.
once
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
so
Yeah,
so
yeah.
once the like all the once all the paperwork gets done, which is like a
Yeah.
several month long
Oh
process, I'll be
yeah.
paying like $65 a month for unlimited data. And it's
That's
like,
really not that bad.
yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I was paying 138 a month through Verizon, so it's just like, ugh, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Pickle is included. I guess pickle's included.
Hmm.
Um pickle's pickle. Pickle's just pickle.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, like I don't want to talk about the T-Mobile thing because they were just like they wouldn't play ball. So I was
Hmm.
like, okay, well, I just got FiOS. I can bundle it with wireless. So
Like, peace, see ya.
yeah, deuces. We're
Yeah.
gone. So
They
yeah,
wouldn't let me bundle my FiOS and my mobile, so it was just like, all right, well,
really?
yeah.
Yeah,
Went to a Verizon store. They were just like, I was like, hey, can I like bundle these together? And they were like, nah. So I was like,
you should have just
oh,
called the number. They would have done it.
yeah. So I still
Yeah,
would have been paying 138 a month for my phone though. So it's like,
yeah, yeah. I get it because now you have to pay. It's stupid that we have to pay monthly for these phones.
so ridiculous. Yeah.
It is. It is. And now people are just like, why are we talking about phones?
See,
Because
the real pathway to wealth, was we should have bought a house like 1982 instead of having the audacity of just not being born yet.
I know, I
Yeah.
know. If I had bought a house at -5 years old,
Yeah, exactly.
I,
Yeah.
I'd be
Yeah.
I'd be well set. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be well
Yeah.
set. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But no, here I am renting an apartment.
Yeah, yeah, I feel
Yeah.
that.
Ugh.
You know, I don't even want to get into what this ski chalet costs. You know.
That ski chalet, I looked it up. It's
Mm.
pretty expensive.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's this really cool kind of like almost like freaking medieval looking Airbnb type thing out in Western Maryland,
Yeah,
and
I
but
saw
it's
that.
like $6,000 for a
I
week. I'm just
know.
like, you people, like, there's nothing out there. Where are you finding people spending 6 grand to go out into,
I
you know?
mean, Western Maryland is beautiful though.
It
Western
is.
Maryland is beautiful.
It
Have
is.
you seen the Hobbit home in Asheville, North Carolina?
No.
That's like an Airbnb too. Yeah. Like you can literally stay in a Hobbit hole in Asheville, North Carolina.
Serious question. Did it survive Hurricane Helene?
As far as I know it did. I feel so bad for that area, dude. I
Mhm.
feel
Oh,
so
they,
bad
they
for
they
that area.
they were running mule trains in there because
Yeah.
their infrastructure just got that
Oh, I
destroyed.
know. I
Yeah.
know. I used to spend a lot of time down there because my grandmother lived in Nashville. When
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. Look at that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Dragon's Knoll is what it's called.
Yep. It's pretty cool looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see what their prices are. It's like $600 a night.
Yeah, no thanks. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. No thanks. No. No,
I don't.
thank you.
I don't need to spend a weekend in a Hobbit home that badly. We're good.
No, no. I'll make a Hobbit home in my apartment for a weekend.
I'll get a printout from Vistaprint and just like tape it to my studio and be like, "Hey, look at my Airbnb guys. Hashtag
Yeah.
influencer."
Hashtag blessed.
Need like the fake man bun, you know?
Yeah. Hashtag blessed.
Hashtag namaste.
Yeah, things are amazing.
Meanwhile, chat's like, when are you getting to Andor?
Yeah, we're getting there.
It's a process. A process.
Here's the thing, though. We don't have Leah to rein us in tonight.
Yeah, we don't. It's just kind of
Yeah,
like full chaos gremlin, you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's amateur night on the beacon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So somewhere out there, Leah's the goblins are out of control sense is tingling, and she's just
Oh,
probably just like,
oh,
oh God.
Leah's probably checking this every once in a while, and she's probably like, "What are you guys doing?" And we say that with all due love and respect because we love
100%.
Leah. We
Yes.
absolutely love Leah. She's fantastic.
Yes.
Um,
The context is that sometimes when Eric and I get together, adult supervision is necessary.
well, sometimes,
Yeah, sometimes.
meaning all the time.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I
Yeah,
mean, it's party night. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I've made the Wayne's World references before.
Mhm.
You know, I'm Wayne Campbell, your excellent host.
Yeah.
This is my co-host Garth. Party on, Wayne. Party on, Garth. Oh, God. I visited those movies recently. I
Yeah.
revisited those movies. The first one is still so freaking funny. And then I watched Tommy Boy the other day too, and oh
Mm.
my god, that movie is so great.
Oh, I bet. I
I,
bet.
that was Farley and Spade like at their height, man. Just
Mhm. Sounds pretty cool.
yeah. What's really funny is though, like one night in Discord we were talking about 90s comedies, and John, who's in chat, we just started quoting 90s comedies, and then John's just like, "What? What are you guys talking about?" And then like we would just be like, you got to see this movie. Like you
Mm.
just got to see this movie.
You're not gonna understand until you
Yeah,
see it.
you're not going to understand. And then like we had to explain how like if you are younger than, how do I phrase this?
If you just crawled out of the womb, i.e., born after 9/11.
So if you are younger than 35 and you've never really experienced a 90s comedy, and you're probably like, well, why is it like this?
Mm,
The 90s were this crazy era for comedies where it was a lot of dumb stuff
Yup.
and a lot of slapstick humor.
When I go and look back at like some of the '90s shows, you kind of look back on it and it makes you wonder. It's like, how the hell did this even get approved to get on the
Oh,
air?
oh
You know?
yeah. Oh yeah. Like I revisited Rocco's Modern Life recently.
Yeah, that
And
one.
there was some stuff in that show where I was just like, I can't believe they put this in a kid's cartoon.
Ren and Stimpy.
Ren and Stimpy did even SpongeBob has done it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
90s comedies were the best and couldn't be made today. Absolutely not. They could not be made today.
No.
No. Could you imagine like Billy Madison or Happy Gilmore today? Like it wouldn't work.
or Ren and Stimpy trying to be released today.
Oh,
It's like,
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think like the last thing that like honored that spirit of the 90s
mm,
um was actually a movie in 2008 and that was Tropic Thunder.
yeah, yeah.
And you could not make Tropic Thunder today.
No,
You could not
no.
make that movie today.
Yeah, no, that would.
We will see about Happy Gilmore 2. I have some hope. I don't know. I don't know. It could be fun. It could be fun. However, the first one is just so good.
Mm-hmm.
And have you okay, so speaking of Happy Gilmore, and then we'll jump into Andor. Have you seen the theory about how Hal L and Tony Perkins or Tony Perkis from Heavyweights are actually White Goodman from Dodgeball?
No, I haven't seen that.
You've seen Heavyweights, right?
No, I haven't.
You haven't seen Heavyweights?
I haven't
Dude,
seen Happy Gilmore either.
okay. Okay. On Disney Plus, it's a 90s movie. It takes place at at an overweight summer camp.
Mm,
And Ben Stiller plays the villain and his name is Tony Perkis.
okay.
And he's like this fitness guru, right?
Mm.
So the theory is that spoiler alert for this movie that's over 30 years old. Um spoiler alert. It even had Goldberg from Mighty Ducks in it. Not he wasn't Goldberg, but it was the same kid actor.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, so the theory is after the events of Heavyweights where Tony Perkis gets shut down and he goes into exile, he decides that he wants to rebuild himself, so he gets a job at a nursing home and he's like really like rude to the senior citizens at this nursing home. And
Mm.
he becomes this guy named Hal L or Hell. And there's a line in Happy Gilmore where he goes, "Look at the name. You're in my world now, Grandma." And so it's like after the events of Happy Gilmore, he goes
Mhm.
back into hiding, but then he decides to change his name and get plastic surgery and then open up a new gym using his father's money after his father passes away. So then so Tony Perkis becomes Hal-El, becomes White Goodman, and White Goodman opens Globo Gym. And then that's how the events of Dodgeball happens.
Oh, jeez. That is fantastic.
Oh, it's great.
That's
It's
great.
fantastic. And I was like, you know what? I kind of believe this theory.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
this is a really believable theory.
Mhm.
Yeah. Meanwhile, just like chat's probably like, what are you guys talking about?
Chat's just like, I thought this was a Star Wars thing. What's going on?
We go off on tangents, okay?
We do. We do.
We do. Not every Star Wars podcast talks about Star Wars all the time.
Imagine talking about Star Wars on a Star Wars podcast. Like, ugh,
What's Star Wars again?
yeah, right? Is that the one with like the Enterprise and the phasers and stuff?
No, it's the one with the blue box.
Okay. I think I'm thinking of Battlestar Galactica.
Battlestar Galactica is the one with the phasers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
100%.
yeah, yeah. Star Trek is the one with the with the swords.
Is that the one that Hagrid's in?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Got it. Got it.
yeah. And then Lord of the Rings actually takes place in space.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it takes place on a desert planet with giant worms.
Yeah. 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 And
And
they use spice in order to navigate FTL and all that.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's been a long week.
It really has.
Oh, I didn't tell you another thing that happened this week.
Mhm.
My internet went down Tuesday.
Oh
We had to
no!
get we had to get a Verizon to send somebody out to like take a look at the stuff. Somebody cut our internet cable
What?
on Tuesday.
Like deliberately, or was
We
it like
don't know.
construction?
We I we don't know. So we live in an apartment building, so it could have either
Mm,
been a landscaper accidentally hit it, like when they were like weed whacking or something.
mhm.
It could have even been a freaking squirrel that ate it, you know, or chewed into it. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's been a
Yeah.
week.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Yeah.
Work has been intense. Everyone and their grandmother is doing server migrations because they
Ugh.
all kicked the can down the road for
Hmm.
you know Windows 11, and now it's like they're all trying to do it at once. It's just like,
Yeah. 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 Give me 1 second here. I just asked my wife for some water and she's like, "Well, Pickle's not going to be happy." I'm like, "I'm sorry. I don't know what you want me to do about that."
is Pickle
My
sitting on her lap?
cup's over there. Pickle was laying with her.
Ah, okay.
He's still there? Wow. Okay, he's still there.
I love
Oh,
the
he
pickle
jumped down.
t-shirt. That's so great.
The pickle shirt? My wife
Mhm.
has a matching pickle shirt too. What was that for Valentine's Day or my birthday? It was one of the two. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was for like Valentine's Day or my birthday, and she was just like, "Hey, I want to give you this gift.
Mm.
I can't wait to give you this gift." And I was like, "Okay." And then she just brings out this T-shirt that's just pickle. I'm like, "All right, cool. Like let's go, right?"
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's that's funny.
So, we're gonna talk the recent batch of episodes about Andor of Andor. Um, I'll talk good one day, I swear. Um, we are gonna dive into spoilers, so if you do not want to be spoiled, now is the time to leave. Um,
Indeed.
I'm gonna say this right now. I loved these 3 episodes. I thought that they were better than the first 3 episodes.
They were amazing. The
Mhm.
redemption arc for Bix, like,
The
you
Bix
know,
arc is
it's
fantastic.
just so good. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, the Bix arc was really good. The the party in episode 6 is fantastic, especially
Mhm.
with all the stuff that goes down there.
The
Um,
the levity going on between Krennic and then Mon Mothma, like,
that back and forth is amazing, and
it really was.
we're gonna dive into all of this. So,
Mhm.
this actually takes place. We get another year time jump. Um, and so now we're 3 years before the Battle of Yavin. And during this time, we see Cassian and Bix laying low on Coruscant in a safe house.
Mm.
And there's Pickle.
Pickle.
Hi, buddies. Hey, hi. Hey, Joe. No, you want to go in the window? Hey, while you're up there, clean those nose prints off the window. Clean those nose prints off. What are you looking at?
Oh, Pickle.
He started looking at the wall.
Oh, goof.
No, he's like facing this way. Are you going to turn around and go that way? No? Okay. Anyway, so Pickle's like right here.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. You gonna? Okay, whatever. Um, Anyway, so kicks off with Cassian and Bix laying low, and Bix still has a lot of PTSD from when she was tortured.
Hmm.
And then they also talk about a mission that happened before they laid low, where they shot an imperial officer, and they pretty much claimed that he was just a kid,
Yep.
essentially. Um, but they're laying low on Coruscant, and they're in one of Luthen Rail's safe houses.
And it's a swanky safe house too. It's got
It
a
is a
view.
swanky safe house. I mean, the view is nice.
Hmm.
The view's
Coruscanti
nice.
lawyers would love it.
Yeah, the view's really nice. It looks like it has a pretty cushy bed too.
Hmm.
Looks like a pretty cushy bed. And they're just trying to lay low while also live their lives between
Hmm.
missions. So they may go food shopping every once in a while too. Which that sequence of them going food shopping was funny and awkward at the same
The,
time.
the the little slice of life of like these two hardened revolutionaries trying to act like they're just a normal couple.
And every time she kept trying to like order stuff, Cassian's like, "What are you doing? Why are you doing?"
We don't need that anymore. Let's go.
Yeah, yeah. He's like, "What are you doing?" And then she's like, "Yeah, I'll take 2 of these peppers." And Cassian just gives her a look. It's great. It's great. Um,
Seriously is.
Meanwhile, while that's going on, um, we go to Gorman, and which is going to play a very major factor um, moving forward. Because spoiler alert, we've been told this is going to happen.
Hmm.
We were told that this was going to happen in interviews on StarWars.com and all of these other things. We are going to be getting the Gorman massacre coming up.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but before we get there, we cut to our boy Cyril on Gorman, and he's talking to his mom, and you can just tell he's just getting annoyed by, by his mom.
His mom's going full mom on him, and
Oh
it's
my
just like, but it's interesting how he's positioning himself to be, to be noticed by the Gorman front, and
yeah.
like, he plays his part perfectly,
Yeah,
and
because he's part of a sting operation for the ISB
mhm.
into the Gorman front. But yeah, he plays his part perfectly.
Also, the fact that he completely misses the politics going on between Dedra and Partagaz, and
Yeah,
Dedra is just like putting on a strong face, just like I'm happy you're happy, but he's just got stars in his eyes, like, oh, like this is the greatest
yeah.
day of my life.
It's so funny though because like he has that conversation with his mom, and like as he's having that conversation, just like she just says something that just pisses him off, and he's like, "Yep, gotta go." Like he just clicks it, and just
Seriously.
like
Mm.
in mid sentence. Like
Hmm.
it's great. Um,
Seriously, it's fantastic.
but okay, so I saw this on social media, and I have to talk about this. What is it with Imperials and elevated walkways above superiors? Because you see it on Star Destroyers, and
Hmm.
now you're seeing it in Cyril's office. And somebody called it Cyril's runway for him to like do fashion. See this,
I
this is
mean,
part of the Gorman collection
I
spring.
mean, we know from Cyril's tailoring habits in the first season, he's a little bit of a diva, you know.
He is.
So
He loves By Pickle. He loves his fashion. He does
he
love
he
his
he
fashion.
does,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And we see that with the beret that he ends up wearing for a little bit too.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And we're not knocking it. He
yeah.
actually pulls it off really well.
Mm.
He pulls it off really well. But I was just like, why do they constantly have like these elevated platforms above the peons? Like
I've noticed that too. It's just kind of like, what is going on here? Why?
And then like all the looks he gets from his workers, like
Mm-hmm.
as he's like walking above them, they're just like, ugh, ugh.
I will say this though, when he's dragged out by the ISB, I'm 100% convinced he was putting on a show and was just
Oh,
immediately taken to, like, the safe room to talk to Dedra or something like that.
oh, absolutely,
You know,
absolutely,
and,
yeah.
and it does make me wonder. Are we being set up for seeing possibly the downfall of Dedra and Cyril replacing her in the ISB? You know.
I mean, that's a really good question, and they're kind of laying the groundwork for it, but at the same time, this show is very much known to misdirect,
This is true. Yeah. Yeah.
but in a good way. It's known to
Mhm.
misdirect.
Yeah.
Um, Whereas, like with uh, that was a show, and we'll get
Hmm.
there. We'll get there in a second because we find out that Cyril is being his office is bugged, and he's being spied on by the Gorman Front, which French.
I I thought I looked it up, and it's like it's apparently it's they're not actually speaking French, but they're speaking their own language developed by the dialect coach, but
Hmm.
it's based on French phonetics. And
Yeah,
I thought it was an interesting choice because we already have a French accented people group within the Star Wars with the Twi'leks.
yeah, yeah. With I
So
was just about to say that the
and,
Twi'leks do have those
and I
accents.
mean the universe is big enough that I mean I'm sure that there's plenty of room for two people groups in an entire galaxy that have the same you
What?
know yeah, I know, right? Wait, you mean there's more than just Tatooine? What?
Yeah, yeah,
but,
exactly.
but yeah. So but I mean still it was an interesting choice, you know?
Yeah, but I like it. I
Yeah.
like it because and with you being a student of history and me
Mm,
really loving history as well,
yeah.
it gave me a lot of vibes to the French resistance like during World War II
Oh, I didn't even
and
make that connection.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the French underground like in World War II, with France being occupied by the Nazis. Um
Right.
yeah, and I was just like, wow, that's a really cool analogy. That's a really cool piece of symbolism for that.
Yeah,
Um
yeah, 100%.
and like all the equipment they're using, like it just harkens back to like World War II era equipment and
Mhm.
I really like it. Like I was all in on that. I was
Yeah.
all in on that. Um so yeah, he's being spied on and the ISB is now investigating that.
Mhm.
Um But let's move on to another character real quick before we go back to Cyril, and that is apparently Saw Gerrera loves huffing rhydonium.
It explains so much, and it makes me wonder in Rogue One: is that respirator on him? Is that oxygen or is that rhydonium?
I think it's the rhydonium. I think it's the rhydonium.
But I will also say too, his speech was just
Hmm.
like Saw Gerrera continues to be one of my favorite Rebel characters for the fact
Yeah.
that he just shatters the whole kind of like rebels. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, the Imperials are obviously the bad guys, but it
Yeah.
shows that, the rebels are not the kind of like they don't have the noble bright origins that like the
Oh yeah.
alliance to restore the republic is kind of
Hmm.
rolling on in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because at this point, and even Rebels touches on like
Mm,
how ragtag a lot of these groups were, how extremist these groups are.
yep, yep.
Um, and we see the cause of his extremism in the Clone Wars, like when his
Hmm.
sister dies. Like
Yep.
we really see that. Still blame him for tech. I'm
Hmm.
sorry.
Yep.
Still blame him for tech. Um, Eve's getting tired of seeing Saul Guerrera. Every time, every time he pops up, she's just like, "God damn it!" Like, and she's just saying nothing good ever happens when he's around. And it's like It's like whenever you see Uncle Ben die, or like whenever you see
Mhm.
Batman's parents die, it was great because like quick tangent real quick because when we went and saw the first Joker movie, at the
Mhm.
very end, you see Thomas and Martha Wayne like walk out of the theater, and I looked at my wife and I'm like, "Don't look." And I was like, "Don't look," and she's like, she sees them walk out of the theater, walk in the alley, and then somebody follow behind them, and she goes, "God damn it!" So yeah, whenever Saw Gerrera pops up, she like starts flipping them off, and she's just like,
Mhm.
"I'm tired of seeing you. Like, go away." That
I
just
need I,
shows the effectiveness of the character, though.
I need to dig up that Saul Guerrero meme I made last week.
Yeah. So Saw Gerrera hops Rhydonium, um,
Yep.
and he's in the process of making a chemical weapon to use against the Empire.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
that is, and he's using Wilmon to do it, and that's like the crazy part about it.
It does also make me wonder too. Was the guy that Saw Gerrera shot, was he actually an Imperial plant? Or was he set up to take the fall in order to get Wilmon to do the thing?
I
Because like
honest, yeah. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, because what's his face that was trying to learn from Wilmon, he wasn't picking it up. You know?
Yeah, honestly, with Saw Gerrera, it could be that, or it could be the other thing, right?
Mm, yeah.
Like this dude could be an Imperial plant by the ISB, or he could just be some dude who, I don't want to say it like this, but his heart's not in it.
Yeah.
And I don't
Yeah.
want to say it like that because I'm not justifying Saw killing the dude at all, because
Right.
I was like, that's kind of unnecessary. like like when
It's
he
in
does it.
character for Saw, but
Yeah, yeah. Did you notice where they were? Did you notice the world where they were?
no, I didn't.
So Dakar, which is a D apostrophe QAR,
Mhm.
that is the same planet where the resistance base was in Force Awakens that gets wiped out at the beginning of Last Jedi.
Ooh,
So those
okay. All
buildings that the
right.
resistance are using in the
Uh,
Force Awakens, they're also the buildings that Saw Gerrera was using.
I love all the subtle hints and stuff. Like
Yeah.
when Andor flees the Maya Pei nincompoops, and like, you know, and we see the pyramids of Yavin, and is like, oh, that's
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah.
But
And
it's also interesting too, because you know, we see Saw Gerrera's speech in the first season of Andor, and he's kind
yeah.
of like laughing at the alleged ridiculousness of all these other rebel groups. It goes on about how he's the only one with clarity of purpose. But we're seeing these other rebel groups, and like a lot of them are really incompetent, or they're really,
Oh,
really
they
great.
are.
Yeah.
They are. And even then, and I hate to say it like this, but
Mhm.
Saw's group really borderlines on incompetent.
Do they really?
Greetings, Jedi Arts. Hey, how's it going? I I feel like, because Saw's like trying to keep them together,
Mhm.
but I feel like he struggles so much with trying to keep them together that it almost borderlines on competency.
I could see that. It's sort of like Saul is so determined on doing his own thing that he can accomplish short-term missions, but doesn't see the bigger picture.
You know who he kind of reminds me of? He kind
Who?
of reminds me of Captain Ahab a little bit,
Yeah, I could see that.
where he's
He's
so goal oriented to the one thing that he neglects the other stuff that's building around him.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Because
but
the
yeah, but he huffs Rhydonium. It's great. It's great.
But his speech though, it was interesting because it was like, he's talking about how it's like, am I crazy? Yes, I am.
Yeah,
And then
flat out admits it.
like, that was that was
Am I
pretty.
batshit? Yes. Do I care? No.
Yeah, seriously. And then it's interesting because
Hmm.
he talks about being the only one with clarity of purpose, and then really just kind of he's clear on his purpose,
Yeah,
whether and that's a purpose that he chooses for himself, is to
absolutely.
basically just be a force of destruction against the empire, right?
He sees himself as a weapon. That's
Right.
that's what he sees himself as.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
He sees himself as an end, as a means to the end.
Right.
And him and Luthen both have that mentality of they are doing this, and even Saul says it,
Mhm.
where he says, I'm part of a revolution, or we're part of a revolution that we'll never see the end of.
Right. Yeah, yeah, where he was talking about he was talking to Wilman, I think,
Yeah, Wilman.
about how it's like, look at us, unloved, a part of something that we're not going to see the end of, and yet
Yeah,
here we are. Like,
yeah.
also, props to Forrest Whitaker for just like absolutely killing every scene he does as Saul Guerrero. Like,
Forrest Whitaker is he was casted perfectly in that role.
he
Like he
seriously
really
was.
was.
Yeah, 100%.
Um, and 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 I can't see anybody but him as Saw Gerrera. Like I
Yeah.
really can't see anybody but him as Saw Gerrera.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
just like I said, it's tough to see him as much as we do now because
Mhm.
I'm like, well, I blame you for him. I blame you for him. I blame you for him. Like,
Yeah. Rest in peace, Tech.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mhm.
But I also blame Hemlock for Tech as well. Like
Yeah.
I blame
Yeah.
Hemlock for that. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, it's interesting to see that. And then like seeing the stuff with the ISB in these 3 episodes as well,
Mhm.
in which my favorite line in all of Star Wars was said during that ISB meeting. You
Mhm.
need to calibrate your enthusiasm. And I'm like, that is amazing. I'm gonna start using that from now on.
Portegas just looks at him just like, bro, it's an assignment. What the heck?
Yeah, he's like, you need to calibrate your enthusiasm, bro. Like, it's the best. It's the best. I'm gonna start saying that now.
Mhm.
Like, like,
Yeah,
like.
and then Lonnie just looks at him and is like, "Yeah, you got this."
Lonnie is the perfect name for that dude too.
It
It's
really
just it's a
is. Yeah.
perfect name. It's-
Can we also start talk about the fact that Luthen is starting to crack?
oh, big time, big time.
Yeah, like you know,
And okay, is it just me, or do you think he has feelings for Mon?
I didn't get that. I got she's an extremely valuable asset, and he tries to like move to protect her,
I
but
I, I get that. Yeah,
the you know I don't know. We'll have to see how it progresses because
yeah.
it was I forget the museum lady. What's her name?
Oh, God, now I gotta look her up. Um, her name is.
Andor
Sorry,
museum lady.
I got it. I got it. I got it.
Leia.
Clea.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah, she's great.
the way that she roped Lonnie into her little rescue operation with
Move
the
to the
sight
left,
device.
move to the right.
And you could tell Lonnie was just like scared out of his mind. He's like, "What are you doing?" But,
It's great.
yeah, it's fantastic.
Oh yeah, she's so funny because
Mhm.
like we'll get to the party here because that's actually like one of the big things that happens.
Yeah.
Um, that party is great because like we get Diva Krennic again, which Diva
Diva
Krennic
Craig
is the best Krennic. Like
really
Diva
is.
Krennic is the best Krennic. Um, and then the philosophical argument between Mon and Krennic is just it's so well done.
Mhm.
And how like he fires back at her, she fires right back at him, and like they just go back and forth. And then meanwhile, Lonnie and Clea are trying to like remove this listening device from an
Mhm.
artifact. And like Clea keeps telling Lonnie to like move to the left or move to the right so that
Mhm.
she can do her stuff.
They really drew out the suspense on her
They
getting that listening device out too, because
they
like,
did.
you know, the blood in her hand, and like every scene was her just like struggling to try and get this thing out.
Yeah. But I loved how they were talking about the history of the piece while they were doing that. And
Hmm.
then she says, it's a test. When he comes up, he's going to ask us about this.
Yeah, yeah.
And oh man, it was so well done. It was so well done. Um, we got another really funny moment towards the end of that where Luthen talks about wanting to kill Krennic. Like, right.
He walks out. He's just like, we should have killed Critic while we were there.
Yeah, yeah.
They're
And
both
then they
laughing
both
about it.
start laughing. It's great. We also had a character get recasted in
Hmm.
that scene too.
I
Um,
was I was
yeah,
watching Eckhart's Ladder talked about
yeah,
that, and he was saying that apparently the original actor for Bail Organa, he just wasn't available. He was
yeah,
busy. So like,
yeah.
yeah, just is what it is.
And even Tony Gilroy said that too, because like Smiths was filming a different show at the time
Mhm.
and couldn't do it.
Yeah,
And like Disney's like, look, we're not kicking him out of the franchise. It's just,
yeah,
he wasn't available. Like, so
yeah.
we had to recast him.
If he's filming,
Um,
he's filming. You know.
and Benjamin Bratt looked great.
Yeah.
Benjamin Bratt looked fantastic as Bale. I actually honestly I hate to say this because I love
Mhm.
Jimmy Smith so much as Bale Organa,
Yeah.
but I'm cool if
Mm.
if
I,
Benjamin Bratt wants to play him for a while.
I had kind of an uncanny valley double take at first. I was just like,
Yeah.
that's Bail Organa. Wait, he looks different. What?
Yeah.
You know? But I mean, he made a convincing Bail Organa,
Yeah. He's
and
great.
and it was cool because it's like they didn't really even need to include the scene in there, but
Nope.
the the scuttlebutt that I was hearing about, through like the videos I was watching, was saying that like basically they were setting him up to be Bail Organa in future shows, like if Jimmy
Yeah.
Smith was his name, was it?
Yeah,
Was
Jimmy Smits.
was ever just not available again. That's like
Mhm.
that's a pretty cool contingency to work into a season like
I
that.
mean, I'm always good with recasting if it's done right, and that
Mhm.
was
Oh yeah.
recasting done right.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Now other people said maybe Padme wasn't the only one to use body doubles. Maybe that was a body double of Bail Organa.
Oh, that's there's a thought. Yeah.
And and if that was the case, that was really smart for them to do that. So, I mean,
Mhm.
I'm not upset about it. I know a lot of people were, and I was just like,
Right.
it's a show. Like get over it. Like
Mhm.
you're
Yeah.
fine.
It's like
Like
it's like what I tell people. Go back and watch A New Hope with your scrutiny goggles on,
yeah,
and it will.
it's not a perfect movie.
No, not even close. And like you'll come back really appreciating
Yeah.
the new content that we're getting now.
Mhm. Um yeah, I really love so like I want to get to Cassie in here in a second because like that's the big thing that
Yeah.
happens. But I just have to say like so far, and this is no judgment to the other stories that we've gotten so far this season, but so far my favorite stories have been the Mon Mothma stories. Um
Seeing her built up has been really cool.
and that is not taking away from Cassian's story or Cyril's story or Bix's story or any of those characters' stories. It's just I am like just really loving the Mon Mothma story.
Yeah.
Um and like for others, they love Cassian's story. Like I love all the stories, but just like
Mhm.
hers are standing out to me. Uh,
Seeing how the rebellion got started,
yeah.
and like how it was happening at the upper echelons and the lower echelons, really just it it's cool to see,
hmm And then like having Mon network as much as she did,
Hmm.
like in that montage where she's like trying to get votes for like the Save the Empire Act and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah.
And then like all these people are like, no, no, no,
Mhm.
we don't we don't want to piss off the Emperor. We
You
we
know,
don't want to make him mad.
and it's interesting too because it shows what an authoritarian leader can do in order to
Yeah.
erode the courage of individual politicians to uphold rule of law.
Yeah.
Sounds familiar, doesn't it? But
I was
you know,
just about to say that. It sounds
yeah, right?
really familiar.
Yeah, there's an
Um,
interesting parallel going on with that,
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, remember, Star Wars isn't political.
Oh
Star
yeah,
Wars has
no,
never
no.
been political.
Sci-fi comics have never been political, never ever.
Neither is fantasy.
No,
None of it.
definitely no,
Nope,
definitely
nope, 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 nope.
nope.
Um, so let's get to Cassian Andor fashion designer. Um, Cassian goes to Gorman to make contact with the Gorman front.
Hmm.
In which, yeah, he is sent by himself to Gorman, and he is disguised as a fashion designer. Which that whole sequence with him getting
Variant
the
guy.
backstory was so cool. It reminded
Hmm.
me of like Mission Impossible, where like
Yeah.
Ethan Hunt gets like the briefings and stuff. I just said, "Oh man, this is awesome! Like this is just so freaking cool."
Yup.
Um, yeah, Mr. Sky, and he studied on Coruscant, but he's making his pilgrimage to Gorman because he knows that Gorman is the fashion jewel icon of the galaxy. Um, and while that's going on, he makes contact with Gorman Front, and they start to negotiate joining the rebellion,
Hmm.
and that ends up failing
Yeah.
big time.
I will say this: the Gorman Front are only slightly less incompetent than the Maya Pay Brigade, which I mean the bar for that is in the ground. But
Oh well, for them, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. The Gorman Front makes. I mean, the Maya Brigade makes the Gorman Front look like freaking tactical geniuses.
seriously,
Um,
they were so comically awful. Like,
they they make Saw Gerrera look good.
seriously, it's just like we're gonna drag the TIE Avenger towards the enemy camp.
Yeah, we got to move it millimeter by millimeter to just shoot the enemy camp.
Uh, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so Cassian ultimately fails in his mission, and then God, what's her name? Is it Vel?
Yeah.
Yeah, Vel. Vel is sent to Gorman to um Vel is related to Mon Mothma.
Hmm. Cousin, I think.
And yeah, cousin. And she is sent to Gorman to make contact with the Gorman front and to start operations to steal armaments from the Empire for the Gorman front to
Mhm.
start a revolution on the planet. And that mission doesn't go very well,
No, not
in
at all.
which we see Vel's girlfriend die.
Yep, yep.
And that was very, very sad to see. Um, she gets shot. And but I will say this though, the one Gorman man who kind of caused the commotion in the first place, he does a real good job of like trying to honor the death and
Hmm.
try to get her off the street and everything
Yeah,
before the authorities arrive. So that was really really cool to see.
yeah.
And it just shows you like how despite our differences, despite who we are, at the end of the day, we are all part of the same group. Um,
Mhm.
and we need to care for one another unless you're a piece of garbage.
Yes.
That's my big thing. If you're a piece of garbage, get out of here. Um, but he just wanted to do the right thing, and he ended up doing the right thing. And I think he's probably going to be one of the first to eat it in the massacre.
Probably.
But you know, I see that Gorman front getting destroyed when the massacre hits.
And the thing is, Luthen already made it clear to Andor that to him, it's a win either way.
Yeah,
Because
it is. Yeah.
because if because Luthen's playing a very long and brutal game to where like
He is.
he's looking to just basically get the Empire to reveal their true colors no matter the cost, in order to remind people that like, hey, this is not a benevolent replacement of the Old Republic. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and that's their big thing. Like Saul and
Mhm.
Luthen see what they're trying to establish, see what they're trying to establish. Once again, I'll talk good one day. As the lesser of two evils.
Right, right,
Um,
exactly.
because they believe that in order to get to the greater good, some blood does have to be shed.
Right.
Um, they, it's just really interesting to see just Luthen, and you're right, Luthen's starting to crack because like you can just see he's just not into it anymore because
Right,
he sees that it's starting to become real,
right.
and he sees that it's like starting to become this thing where it's getting out of his hands and he doesn't like that.
Right, right.
um which, can we talk about Luthen's shop real quick, because I love his shop
It's a great shop.
and all those artifacts and everything. Like I posted this on Threads and Blue Sky. I volunteer to write a book about the archaeological adventures of one Luthen rail.
That would be really freaking cool.
Yeah, and throw a Santeca into it as well. Throw a member of the Santeca family into it, and boom, we will go.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
The just there's so much stuff in there,
Mhm.
and it was just
Including a Naboo headdress. Um, there was the Keldor breathing mask. It's not. I don't think it's Plo Koon's, but it belongs
right,
to his species.
because
Uh,
his species they're from a non-oxygen based environment, right?
I believe so. Yes,
Okay, got it.
because he can. He was able to operate in the vacuum of space in Clone Wars.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there's a mission where there's an episode where they're on the outside of this escape pod. It's him and some clones. It's Plo Koon and some clones in space gear,
hmm
and Plo Koon doesn't have a helmet on or anything.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um. Yeah.
yeah, so their bodies allow them to I'm on Star Wars fandom.
Yeah.
Uh, it doesn't say what type of air they
Hmm.
need, but it just says that oxygen is poisonous to them.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
modified into native to the planet Doran.
Yep.
Doran.
So
It's helium rich environment.
nice.
You know,
Nice. But it's cool
n-
to see that there.
now knowing that they breathe helium, I'm really disappointed that they didn't have like the really high pitched like Donald Duck style voice. can you imagine Flo Clone sounding like
Hey
Donald Duck?
guys, how's it going? I'm Plo Koon.
Order.
Yeah, yeah. You have Prince Albert in your can. You better
that
go fetch him.
that just sounds like Meatwad.
I know. Yeah.
Plo Koon is cool though.
Plo Koon is great. He's
Yeah.
great. He's one of the best Jedi out there.
100%.
But yeah, it was cool to see the Keldor breather there, and all the other stuff. Like they have Mandalorian stuff. Like it's just so cool to see. So
100%.
yeah, but I have a feeling that shop's going to be non-existent by the end of the show.
Well, in the teasers for Andor season 2, it shows Dedra Miro in that shop with a blaster out.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. We're not going to talk about turn off the lights. We're not going to talk about that bit. Um, because there's a group in the Star Wars fandom that's like, oh really?
we can leave that one to the fan
Yeah,
fiction
yep, yep, yep,
websites.
yep. That's for That's for AO3.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
it's that's for AO3. Um, 'cause
I did not expect them to actually end up together, you know? The
it's we talked about this last week.
mm,
It is the weirdest couple.
it is. Cuz you have
It's
these two very intense ideologically consumed
yeah.
individuals that are just like, you know,
And out of the two, Cyril is the most tame.
yeah. Yeah. that that Dedra is taking on Gorman. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Mhm.
Like I will say this though, that she went full ham on just shutting
Oh,
Cyril's mother down was that was great.
and I love how like Cyril's like, so how long can I stay? And she's like an hour, and he's like only an hour. Like,
hmm
yeah, yeah.
Uh yeah.
Uh, Cyril. Well, we talked about like how weird of a couple they are. And then we
hmm
like compared them to like some modern couples that like go to farmers markets. And Heidi was on fire last week where she's just like,
hmm
yeah, they sit and watch the Masked Singer. Like
yeah.
also we found out that pretty much the equivalent of the Today Show exists on Coruscant.
Well, and it kind of makes sense though, because Coruscant is the richest city in the
It
galaxy.
is.
So,
It is. Yeah.
richest planet. What's the difference? But
Well, I mean the
yeah,
entire planet
yeah,
is a
yeah.
city.
But so the whole kind of like the bread and circuses style entertainment being a thing in Coruscant. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so funny.
Panamet Kirkus.
But it was great because just like the, and people are like, "Oh, so TV exists." I'm like, "How does TV not exist?" Like,
Right? Uh, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, but I draw the line at TV in my Star Wars.
Television in my Star Wars?
I can
How dare they?
I can accept bricks and screws and lesbian space witches, but I can't accept television.
Television is where we draw the line.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn it, I could put up with a lot, but damn it, that's where I draw the line. Like, seriously, you're upset
Mm.
about that?
Again, my brain keeps going back to watch A New Hope with the scrutiny goggles on. There's this one scene in A New Hope, right? Where like I'm pretty sure it was a voiceover where Darth Vader's talking about something, but then the scene is just it's him doing kind of that with his hand, and
Yeah.
it goes for like a good like probably 4 or 5 seconds before it cuts. And I was like, there was a line there, and I don't know what it is, but there was a line there.
Well, that's also like the stormtrooper that hits his head on the door
hmm
in A New Hope. Like they're
What was
going
that?
into the command center on the Death Star because okay, so 3PO and R2 lock themselves in, right?
hmm
And so the stormtroopers force open the door, and as they're going through, all of them duck except for one dude who actually hits his head on the bottom of the door, and they kept it in the movie.
I see that. I just
Yeah,
love what you
yeah,
do. I remember there was this interview with Mark Hamill where where Harrison Ford looked at him and just said, "Kid, it's not
yeah,
that kind of movie."
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
so really,
Mm,
like, just enjoy
yeah.
the show.
It's like just have fun with it. People are like,
Oh,
"Oh,
it's
I
too
don't."
heavy.
Well, people are like, "Oh, I don't want to suspend my disbelief." It's basically fantasy in space.
It's
Like,
a science fantasy. Even George Lucas said it's a
mm,
science fantasy.
I think space opera is also what they'll
It's
call
a
it.
space opera,
Yeah,
yes.
just like just suspend your disbelief, have fun, enjoy the show.
If you want serious hard sci-fi, watch Babylon 5 and watch Battlestar Galactica.
hmm
And
I,
even then,
I
Babylon 5 suspend disbelief.
I will say this though, mild critique. with the Star Wars space combat, I do wish we saw a little bit more of like the Battlestar Galactica kind of like 3D ship combat that they do.
Mm,
Because Hera does it a little bit in Rebels,
hmm
where she shuts her ship off and then just flips the X-wing around and does her thing. But
yeah,
like
yeah.
I think I know that the original trilogy was limited by the tech of the time, but I think it would be cool to see that someday.
Well, Poe does it. Poe does it a bunch in the sequels.
I need to go back and watch the early
So
scenes then.
yeah, so in it's especially in Last Jedi where he like cuts power to like the engines, does like this massive turn, and then
Mhm.
takes out like another turbo laser on the dreadnought.
Is that Last Jedi you said?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to look that up.
But then he's like doing like a lot of maneuvering and stuff like during the battle on the battle at Takadana with
Mhm.
Maz Kanata's castle too.
Right, right.
So and then he does a lot during the Battle of Starkiller Base, and then of course the Battle of Exegol. He does a lot of stuff. I mean, come on, the dude light speed skips in the beginning of Rise of Skywalker in the Millennium
Yeah,
Falcon.
yeah, yeah.
Like like that's the stuff I want to see in
Mhm.
Star Wars. Like, give me that.
I will say this though. I do wish we saw more TIE interceptors. You know,
Yeah, me too.
like, but that's another conversation. So
It is. It is. That's another conversation for another time.
yeah.
Um, we are going to have a conversation all about pilots real soon.
Mhm.
Because pilots are my favorite characters in Star Wars. Like I love my Jedi, I love my Sith, but I love my pilots.
You
Like
know, a Star Wars TV show that focused exclusively on starship combat. Technically, every episode would be a pilot episode.
it's getting to be that time of night for Matt, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, Andor, another
Yes,
great
Andor.
batch of episodes. Another great batch of episodes.
Absolutely
We have
fantastic.
2 weeks left until it's over, and
Mhm.
I'm not ready for it to be over yet. Like I'm really not.
Mhm. I'm
Um, yeah,
I'm kind of waiting for like the Andor season 2.5 where it's like, it shows him being beamed out at the last minute by like, the Daedalus from SG1 and it's just like, "Oh, just kidding, guys. We can still do more stuff."
yeah. No, no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no.
Yeah, no, that'd be bad.
And I believe K2SO is coming this week coming up.
Oh, cool. Excellent.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll see him very soon.
Looking forward to that. I
Yeah,
like how he was kind of developed as like the anti C3PO.
he's a dick.
Yes. Congratulations, you are being rescued.
Yeah.
Please do not resist.
Have you seen the Have you seen the interview Alan Tudyk and Diego Luna had at Celebration?
No, I didn't.
So they were on the live stage at Celebration during the live stream, and they're
Mhm.
talking about their experience on set for season two. And Tudyk starts talking about how like on each of their trailers they had code names
Mhm.
on each of their trailers because like they didn't want to give away the character's name because they also like didn't want to spoil the cast and the crew, right?
Right.
So um Alan Tudyk had old pal on his written on his trailer. And
Mhm.
he's like, "Yeah, that's really nice. That's really touching and everything." And
Yeah.
then Diego Luna's like, "Oh, that's really sweet. I was called Carlos." And then he's like he's like, "Really? We're going to call the Mexican actor codenamed Carlos? Like that's what we're going to do?"
Oh, oh dear. Oh
I
dear.
love Diego Luna and Alan
Mhm.
Tudyk. Like they're perfect together. Like
I'm
they're the
gonna have to
best.
watch that interview because that
It's
just
so
that
funny.
sounds fantastic.
It's so funny. And the amount of love that they got from the fans during that interview was fantastic.
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah, and then they talk about the scene in Rogue One. They
Mhm.
talk about the slap and how like it's right before they get rescued by by Baze and um Cheer It.
Hmm.
Um and like K2SO is like, yeah, I'm taking them to jail. And then like Cassian starts talking and like K2 slaps him.
Oh
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
like Diego Luna's like trying not to laugh and like they show like this smirk on his face. Apparently that's an outtake, but they kept it in the movie because of just how funny it was.
That's awesome.
And like
That is
even
so cool.
Diego Luna's like, "Oh dude, I was trying not to laugh." He's like, "I was trying not to laugh
Hmm.
because and it's so funny and so just out of the ordinary." And
Hmm.
like you can tell it's a mistake, but I'm so happy it's in that movie.
And I love when they put like little Easter eggs and stuff like that in there,
Yeah.
and it makes it so good.
You know, for I will say this, for a movie as dark as Rogue One is, there
Hmm.
is a lot of levity in that movie.
There
There
is,
is a
yeah,
lot of levity in that movie.
because I
Um,
think the Rebel fleet as it existed at that time was at Scarif in its entirety, right?
it was, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
and it
yeah.
basically gets completely wiped out near thereabout.
It gets hit pretty hard.
Hmm.
And then like they have to rebuild again.
Right.
So like you see more of the rebel fleet at the end of Empire, and then like you see the full fleet in Jedi.
Yeah, I know that's
Um,
fair.
but then like it takes them a while to like rebuild the fleet after Scarif.
Right. Right.
Because the Ghost barely makes it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, the Ghost barely makes it out. I mean the Tan of the Tan of 4 barely makes it out.
Mm,
And that launches from Radiss's ship.
yeah.
Um,
And Radish's
so
ship got destroyed, right?
it gets boarded by Vader.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and so they all get wiped out. Like
Mm,
yeah. Um, so yeah, I mean, yeah, at that point they're rebuilding after Scarif.
yeah.
Um, yeah,
It's also interesting too because it also explains why when Leia tries to claim diplomatic immunity, Vader's just like nah in A New Hope, and it
yeah,
it puts new context on it because he's just like, look, I literally watched you flee. Come on.
yeah, yeah. I mean, watching A New Hope after watching Rogue One, it really like puts the beginning of that movie into so much
Hmm.
perspective.
Yeah,
Um,
because
and then like, yeah, go
I was
ahead.
gonna say because it goes from this ship just being randomly tracked down to like Leia is just trying the diplomatic route just to see if it
Mhm.
works. You know.
And then there's in the Death Star meeting room, there's an
Mm.
empty chair. There's an empty chair at the table. That was Krennic's chair.
Oh.
Bless you. Yeah, yeah, that was Krennic's
Yeah.
chair.
Yeah.
So like it makes so much more sense now.
Hmm.
Oh, it's great. It's
Krennic
great. I
Krennic
love it.
is just he's such a good character. I
He is. He
like
is. Ben Mendelsohn was born to play
he
Krennic.
he
Like
he
he's
is an
perfect.
absolute bastard, but I love seeing him on screen.
Like I said, I love Diva Krennic. Diva
Hmm.
Krennic is the best Krennic.
Yeah, yup.
With his hand motions.
Seriously.
Love that dude.
Hmm. Ah,
Well,
yeah.
I don't know what else there is to talk about. Um, yeah, happy May 4th, everybody. I hope that you have a wonderful
Mhm.
day tomorrow. Celebrate Star Wars. Celebrate this amazing fandom. Don't let the haters get to you. You know,
It's a really fun fandom. Just enjoy it for what it is.
you know, like what you like, and yeah, that's it.
Hmm.
But don't just be kind to one another. Just be kind to one another. Treat each other with respect, and just be good to one another. Seriously,
RESPECT.
find
Tell
out
you
what it
what it means
means
to
to
me.
you. Yep. So, we love Star Wars. That's why we do this. You know, Matt loves Star Wars. I love Star Wars. Everybody here loves Star Wars.
It's
So,
a good time.
It is, and it's a great time to be a Star Wars fan. Also, enjoy Tales of the Underworld tomorrow. Seriously, enjoy that. All those
Hmm.
episodes hit tomorrow, so do yourself a favor, watch those, relax, have a good day, um, and we'll see you next week. That's it for us this week, everybody. Hope that you have a wonderful week, and we'll see you all later. Goodbye.
See ya.